begging me to cover. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. It's Lizzo time. A lot of you have been waiting for this drama. Like, while I was covering the former president being arraigned and arrested for the third time, people were coming into the chat going, please talk about Lizzo, dude. Brand new development in the Lizzo story. No, the Lizzo situation is getting serious. Joe Brandon is no longer following her on IG. It's Jover. It's so Jover, Lizzo. Oh, no. All right, let's continue. Let's watch what happened here.
Lawsuit filed against Lizzo. Several of the singer's former dancers accusing her of sexual harassment and a hostile work environment. And we're now also hearing from Lizzo herself. Juju, you have those details for us? Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning to you, Robin. We all know that Lizzo is known for her sassy brand of self-love and body positivity, but she and her dance team captain are now being sued for being shockingly less than positive.
This morning, the growing fallout for Lizzo after the Truth Hurts singer was sued by 3 of her former dancers, saying their truth hurts. The suit filed on Tuesday by Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez accused the Grammy winner of creating a hostile work environment, weight-shaming them, and pressuring them to participate in parties with overly sexual atmospheres.
People are using the Lizzo thing as an excuse to be fat phobic, which is obviously not okay. It's just like, you know what it is? It's because Lizzo has been hated for so long for being a fat black woman, okay? Let's be real. Which has created an environment in liberal marketing circles for her to actually brand against such adversity, okay? But now it's that classic meme of when a random celebrity is being shitted on that I hated for no reason, being shitted on for good reason. And it's like Tariq Nasheed going like this. You know what I'm talking about? The meme I'm talking about? That's exactly what's going on. It's just like every single person is basically chomping at the bits. Every single person has been chomping at the bits to like shit on a Lizzo, and she apparently did some stuff that is worthy of being shitted on. Okay? That's it. I stood for her when she blew that glass flute, damn it. To be fair, like, that stuff is crazy. Like, getting mad at her for that stuff is crazy. Getting mad at her for having, like, a Nike sponsorship where she's doing like crazy yoga poses, that's also crazy. Yeah, this is it. When the random e-celeb you dislike for just being dumb and annoying and unfunny finally is out of a legitimate reason to dislike them. But instead it's not a random e-celeb, but instead Lizzo, right? So, like, that stuff doesn't change. That stuff doesn't change. The people that have like gotten mad, the people that have gotten mad at her over ridiculous things are still silly and stupid. That's it. Those guys are still silly and stupid. But this, on the other hand, seems like a good reason to get mad at her. And not a silly and stupid reason like she played a historic flute or some shit. Okay? So let's take a look at what the allegations are.
Davis and Williams say they started performing with Lizzo after competing in her 2021 reality show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, but were fired in 2023.
It was a very, very heartbreaking experience to go through, just because we looked up to this woman and we were thinking that everything was going to be essentially what we dreamed.
You are chomping at the bits just as much as everyone else is. You need to understand that you aren't just streamer, but a voice in it, bruv. Yeah, I've been chomping at the bits to shit on Lizzo. You're right. That's why I kept yelling at people that were screaming in the chat for me to cover until 4 hours into the fucking broadcast. And that's why I started off with a tempered advice towards why many of the commentary directed at Lizzo isn't necessarily about the accusations here, but instead about the fact that she is a heavily marketed liberal hero. You're right. Not to mention you skipped it yesterday. Exactly. My point is always just, do not look to celebrities for a moral for a principled moral guidance, especially Twitch streamers, myself included, okay?
Of.
The women telling our station KABC they feared retaliation.
We can't really say no when there's this sense of authority and power over you at all times. When there's this sense of, I'm gonna lose my job if I don't get in with the artist and, be her best friend.
And overnight, the third plaintiff.
To be fair, I also didn't really understand why people loved Lizzo until I saw the big boy conversation take place. Like the SNL Big Boy song. It made me truly reconsider representation in a serious way. You know what I mean? I liked it. I felt good. I felt seen. So I get why a lot of bigger ladies would also feel the same way about somebody that is not saying SZA was Lizzo. No, I'm not. You fucking weirdos. Stop trying to shove words down my throat before I finish my point. My point is, I understood why other people look to Lizzo and feel like they are being seen when I listened to SZA's song about big boys, because it made me feel seen. So that was the first time I thought, oh, that's nice. It's kind. It's great. It's not a problem. Oh, my Lord. Holy moly. Anyway, let's continue.
Noel Rodriguez, who was hired as a dancer for Lizzo's Juice.
Yeah, I literally said this exact same thing back when it came out, word for word, actually. Like, that's precisely what I said when I first listened to the Big Boy song.
So I just read through.
Before we go through the breakdown here. Is this song about you? What is this? Let's go! Oh my God! Oh, is it Big Boy season? I'll just say it right now. I'm sick and tired of these Timothy Chalamet, Pete Davidson ass motherfuckers. You're all bone and meat, bitch. You got nothing. You can't keep these ladies warm in the winter. It's time for the Husky Boys to rise the fuck up. Watching this, it makes me so happy. And if this is the type of happiness that everyone can experience by representation, I am straight up out there stating that representation just as a standalone is a good thing. I am a liberal now. This makes me so happy. I'm going to cry a little bit. Someone said, this is my Black Panther moment. Dude, for real, though. Promoting obesity is unhealthy. Everyone is jealous of Chalamet, lol. Dude, get your skinny bitch ass out of here, okay? Mister, I only smoke cigarettes for every fucking meal. Dumbass, stupid ass, idiotic fucking... Like, I can smell the art history PhD LARPing as a fucking Brooklyn reactionary conservative off of you. The stink and your substitution for a personality by being like as snarkily gay as possible is fucking hilarious, okay? I've never smoked and I go to the gym 4 times a week, no PhD, and live in Ireland, lol. Okay, well, you embody the fucking archetypical Red Scare podcast watcher, okay? Promoting obesity is unhealthy and then saying everyone is jealous of Chalamet. Go to bed. Irish chatter. Even worse. I'm legit 150 soaking wet. I've been trying to months to gain weight above 200. It's killing me inside that I have to be this skinny. Anyway. Oh. Your hair was about to be so far before you cut it grow again? Absolutely not. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Look at this. Look at this. You can't even have a conversation to be like, oh, it's nice, like, that they're promoting big boys without some skinny bitch coming in here and being like, I'm wayfish and paper thin. Look at me. I'm Irish and paper thin. Oh, it's fine. I look emaciated. It's wonderful, isn't it? Fuck you. Okay? See yourself out of the conversation, Irish boy. This is not for you. Oh, look at me. Anyway, he did deserve that. Can't have a fucking brief moment to be like, wow, this is great. Without some skinny bitch ruining it, blowing fucking cigarette smoke in my face. Anyway. Killian Murphy looking ass trying to start shit in the chat. Exactly. What is this? RIP my message. Please see my message about your puppy. As a dog groomer, I tell every dog owner. What is your message? Dogatha. No message. Not calling fat people hideous monsters, promoting obesity. Fuck out of here. Exactly. Calm down, everybody. Okay? Every other aspect of Hollywood and your existence is being celebrated as a thin person. Can we just have like one fucking moment? Jesus Christ. I'm not even like a Lizzo defender by any means, but you got me out here fucking riding for her. Holy shit. Anyway. Eat a burger, bitch. Shut the fuck up. So, as I was trying to say, I understand why people like Lizzo. No one is in here saying that like being chronically obese is like a good thing or healthy. So stop fucking imagining things, dumbasses. But I also get why everyone is fucking jumping down Lizzo's throat, especially if the accusations are true. And I have no reason to believe they're not, because she's just a super famous Hollywood celebrity, of course.
News video in 2018 telling ABC News the singer became aggressive after she resigned from her position this spring.
I told her why. I was like, I feel unsafe. I feel disrespected. And I have never experienced such treatment in the 7 years that I've been doing this. And she then proceeded to prove all of those things right by balling up her fist and saying, you're so effing lucky. You're so effing lucky, basically alluding to hitting me, that she's not going to hit me, as she's inching towards me. And then one of our fellow dance mates and her best friend comes and pulls her back from assaulting me.
Lizzo's persona is one thing, but that after listening to these three brave ladies, that the reality is different.
It's hard to love yourself in a world that doesn't love you back. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to do it so boldly.
Lizzo, a longtime champion of body positivity and inclusivity, is known for surrounding herself with plus-size performers in her music and her Emmy-winning reality show.
When I was a little...
Bro, imagine idolizing Lizzo, and then when you get to work for her, she fat shames you. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but it's you know, you're like a fan. You win a fan competition, and then she's just like, "Yo, you're fucking fat. Lose some weight, fatty." Okay. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not laughing. This is not a funny thing to laugh at. Like we always say, no one hates fat people more than other fat people. Yeah, Which is why, like, the fat shaming conversation is so stupid. See yourself out, skinny bitches, okay? Fat people invented fat shaming, dumbass. Like, it's crazy. Skinny motherfuckers in the chat being like, no, it's our time. It's like, no, it's always your time, okay? Anyway.
Little girl, all I wanted to see was me in the media. Someone fat like me, black like me, beautiful like me.
Noelle, the third dancer, told us that during those 7 years as a dancer, she worked with stars like Beyonce, Megan.
It's like winning a meet and greet with HasanAbi and he makes fun of you for liking politics. I mean, I literally do that. I do that on camera and also at my meet and greets where I'll be like, you fucking politics nerd, shut the fuck up. Like regularly. So, you know, get excited for that. But it's not some hidden secret. Like I say it very publicly.
The Stallion and Lady Gaga, and that she never felt disrespected or treated badly. Now, this morning, Lizzo is responding, saying these are false allegations, adding that the dancers admitted they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate, and adding that, quote, I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. But these are grabbing headlines for days.
They really are, Juju.
Yeah, that was just a portion of her statement. She went on and on and on. So we'll see. We will see.
Damn. So, I mean, is this the absolute worst thing a celebrity could do? Of course not. Is it getting a lot more coverage because she's Lizzo, who is like created a unrealistic standard of her image that is endlessly marketable? Yes, that is a part of the reason. Okay. This also doesn't cover all of it. I think there's like allegations of sexual harassment as well, if I'm not mistaken, that they didn't really get into. We like covered the funny part about her like possibly being like fat shaming other women or something, but let's see this.
All 37 pages of the lawsuit against Lizzo.
Oh my God. Like reading 37 pages of the Lizzo lawsuit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but hey.
Her production company and the captain of her dance squad. And wow, there is a lot in here. I want to try to just give you the highlights and also not get banned because some of this stuff is pretty wild. There are 9 different complaints in this.
Nice shirt, mate. Women's 4XL. Yes, I'm a woman. I'm very feminine. You got me. I mean, it's like saying, making a joke about how feminine I am is like making a joke about how I'm like secretly 5'4". That only makes you look bad in comparison. Side by side, if I stand next to you and you say I'm 5'4", then what are you, 4'3"? You know what I mean? I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. It's worse for you overall in the grand scheme of things. If I am coming across as feminine to you, then what are you then? You know what I mean? If we stood side by side, what would people consider you then? A totally different being? Like a third gender that we haven't invented yet. There's also nothing wrong with being feminine or short, but the people that basically are the ones who are using that as a bad thing, for the record, are, you know, people that do care about those things. Let's continue.
This lawsuit. Some of the complaints are all of the plaintiffs against all of the defendants being Lizzo, her production company, and her dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. And some of the complaints are just 1 or 2 of the plaintiffs against maybe 1 or 2 of the defendants. The first complaint is hostile work environment. The second complaint is failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment. Third is religious harassment. Fourth is failure to prevent and or remedy.
What the fuck is religious harassment? Oh my Lord. Wait a minute. That could go either way. religious harassment, is this like some conservative operation, or she's just like straight up a Reddit atheist or something?
Religious harassment. 5th is racial harassment. 6th is disability discrimination. 7th is intentional interference with prospective economic. 8 is assault. And 9 is false imprisonment.
Oh, her dance captain is a psychotic Christian? Yo! Where's Benny Boy now? Where the fuck is Benny Hanna? Look at that. Turns out Lizzo was on your side a little bit, wasn't she? Her dance captain, at least.
So 2 of the dancers we met on Lizzo's show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and the 3rd dancer was hired a little bit later. And we also met the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, who is named as a defendant in this suit.
She yelled at a dancer for saying, "Oh my God," instead of "Oh my science." No, I think it went the other direction, chatter. But that's pretty funny.
A lot of major claims in this lawsuit center around the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. And it seems, according to this lawsuit, like she was just this uber religious woman, and she was constantly trying to like talk about the Lord and trying to convert people, and people were uncomfortable with it. And she was preaching about how premarital sex was bad. And then when she found out one of the dancers in this lawsuit, Ariana Davis, was a virgin, she became like obsessed with this and would just like bring it up and talk about it all the time, which obviously made her really uncomfortable. But then it's like really strange.
Yo, dude, fuck yeah. Dude, dance moms, let's go. That's some straight, oh, that's awesome. Okay, this is great.
Even though she's like...
She put out a video, the dance captain did.
Everybody, I just want to get on here really quick and say God is so, so good. God loves you so, 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 so much. No matter what you're going through, even if you...
I know her lawyer. I twitching real bad. Yo! Why did she do this? Dude, 2023 is the year where everyone that is under any kind of like civil suit just openly going in front of a camera and basically admitting to everything. What's going on? It's like what's happening? Why is everybody snitching on themselves, dude? It's like Alex Jones basically decided to open Pandora's box. Everybody does this now. This is the thing. Trump's doing it. Lizzo's dance captain's doing it.
Don't love him, he loves you. Glory to God. I just wanted to remind you.
She's like, oh, religious persecution? Yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, I did that shit. Like if I went to jail for serving top of the hour ad breaks, you know what I mean? And then I was like, listen, Your Honor, at the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, baby, for $5 or free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite God-loving broadcaster. That's right. That's me. God won't save you at the top of the hour. Only a 3-minute ad break will, okay? Or a subscription, I mean. JC Gibbs, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Just a 3-minute ad break now. Their vain necessity for validation and attention outweighs self-preservation. So crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm totally on board. 34 MKD50 with a 50 gifted subs. Holy moly.
That he is love, he is truth, he is the light, he is the first and the last, and all things work together for those that are called according to his purpose. And I just feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I feel so full of joy. I had such an amazing time on tour with amazing people, and I'm so excited to be home resting with my family and my dog after an amazing experience. And yeah, I just wanted to like tell everyone that God loves you and I love you, and glory to God. And I hope you're smiling and you feel joy.
Oh God. Okay, purely on vibes, it's over. Okay, if I'm the vibe police, I'm arresting her. The vibes are so fucked. It also kind of feels like Lizzo definitely has an out here to just be like, yeah, my dance captain's a freak. Not me, her. It's all her. Sorry about that. And then she can probably get away with like a lot a lot of the awfulness by just like redirecting the attention to her. Holy moly, dude. This is like, oh my science. No. The vibes are abysmal on this. Like very bad.
No matter where you're at or what you're going through, because I'm telling you, God loves you.
Oh my Lord. Bro, are you Lizzo's attorney? She got you on retainer? Aren't all these allegations protected by the First Amendment? Good one. Yeah. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I am allowed to create a toxic workplace, work environment because the First Amendment protects my right to do so. I know this is not a criminal trial, regardless, though. You know she's stopping teen moms in the grocery store to invite them to mass. Listen, it would have been hard to convince me that someone was like hyper obsessed in like a Hollywood setting. I guess maybe not. There's a lot of freaks in Hollywood. I was gonna say like this is proof. Okay, like everything that I just heard from this lady about the allegations made in this court case. All it took for me was to watch this 1 minute and 4 second video for me to go, oh no, it's definitely real. Like 100%, dude. Holy fuck.
Uber religious and preaching all these things, she would also like talk about weird sexual things in front of them. And they said that she had this like what was called a party trick where she would use a banana to simulate, you know what I'm saying, with her mouth. And it was like a thing she did. They say in this lawsuit that it didn't stop there with Quigley, and that like in addition to like doing this like faux simulation with the banana, she would talk about how like pleasing yourself, you know, is against her religion, but then she'd be like, but oops, today I had an oopsie, which is just like strange.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? Yo, why is she so like emotionally stunted? This is something that you do if you're like, is this like a trauma response or something? Oh, by the way, in a resurfaced 2019 interview, Lizzo speaks about her excitement for the now infamous banana sex show at the Bananen Bar in Amsterdam, red light district, with local radio DJ Frank van der Lende. Formerly, she encouraged her dancers to catch dildos and eat bananas sticking out of their vaginas.
They kissed? It was really, they kissed? They kissed after, I'm not going to say what she did. But I'm trying to go to the show where you eat the banana out the pussy. Which one is that?
This is the banana bar.
Well, that's the banana bar?
Yeah,
and they have the banana in the coochie?
And ping pong balls.
And you have to go.
Yes. And
that's what I want to do.
Then you have to eat it.
I need my.
Okay, this isn't that bad. What the fuck? Okay, everybody going. No, what the fuck? That's just a show. Okay, everybody calm down. Everybody fucking calm down and dial it back. She's on a fucking DJ. She's on a show with a DJ in the Netherlands, and she's talking about a show that she wanted to go watch. We're lacking critical information, sir. Yeah, I don't know why that's like. That's not enough proof about the. If she made the dancers do that shit, and she was talking about how she made her dancers do that shit, then yeah, that's fucked up.
My potassium, if you know what I'm saying. My potassium.
Oh, professional.
But this on its own is not necessarily enough for me to be like, oh, this is really fucked up. Like, I think people are blowing that out of proportion because it pales very well into the conversation.
And they said like that, you know,
like that video in and of itself is not enough, but when it partnered with the allegations, it becomes a serious problem and a possible crime, as a matter of fact.
Talk about these sort of like sexually explicit comments so much that the entire dance team knew that her fantasy was having, let me see how I can put this, 10 eggplants in her face. They all knew this, apparently. Another of the allegations in the suit is that after performances, Lizzo would invite the dancers out for a night on the town. And then one night in Amsterdam,
here
she
it comes.
had this whole event like in the red light district at this like club where there was like nude cabaret performers. And Ariana Davis says that like, you know, she really didn't want to participate, but like she was being egged on and basically forced to, you know, touch the breast of one of the performer, even though she didn't want to. So what the dancers allege in the suit is that like, even though they didn't want to go to these places and they felt uncomfortable, they felt they had to for job security, because they said it was just sort of this like unspoken, you know, thing that.
Yeah, that's fucked up for sure. You can't do that. You can't make people do shit that they don't want to do, especially like pressure them into engaging in like sexual acts with other people, especially when you are their boss and they're worried about their employment status. This TikTok person says she had to cut some stuff out. Lizzo did make them eat the banana and catch dildos that were shot out of their vaginas. God damn. I swear he keeps getting better looking every time I watch the stream. Thank you, Starforge Systems, for the wonderful take that was complimentary and also needed, much needed right now.
Dancers who participated in these extracurriculars got preferential treatment by Lizzo and had more job security. Now, where the racial discrimination comes in, the dancers say that the production, the management team was mostly white people, and that the production team.
You bring the sunshine, all right now. Feel it now, yeah. You bring the sunshine, all right now.
Treated the black members of the dance team differently than other members, and that allegedly they accused the black members of the dance team of being lazy, unprofessional, and having bad attitudes. So then, according to this lawsuit, they get back from the European part of this tour, and Lizzo's just like unhappy with all the dancers and says like, everyone has to re-audition and your jobs aren't safe, and if I don't like the way you audition, you're going to be fired. And that this audition allegedly turned into this 12-hour day where the dancers just felt like scared to even leave the stage or they were going to get fired. So the one dancer, Davis, said like she really had to use the bathroom but was too scared, so ended up, urinating on herself. So then where the assault and false imprisonment comes in.
What is happening? Dude, okay. She really buried the fucking lead, okay? It's like, it literally keeps leveling up where you're like, okay, well, that's crazy. I mean, surely it won't get worse. It's like, yeah, she also killed 8 of her dancers. I'm like, what? False imprisonment? What the fuck is going on? This is good story building. I get why Joe Brandon unfollowed Lizzo on Instagram, though, because holy moly.
So 2 of the dancers, Davis and Williams, were fired, and it was like kind of embarrassing how they did it. They kind of
keep running defense. Wait, me? When there is no point in the conversation where what am I doing? Why am I responding to fucking stupid idiots in the chat? Okay, here, take a week off, okay, and really reconsider how stupid you are. Like, keep running defense for who? Motherfuckers are like, I have no way of understanding words and the English language and what is coming out of your mouth. So I've decided that although I'm in here and technically should have the capability of understanding what is coming out of your mouth for the past 25 minutes, I've decided that I'm going to act like you are saying the exact opposite, as though I am on a completely different planet. I feel like 90% of the time, I'm finding myself arguing with chatters who are in here, but like not really in here. You know what I mean?
kind of did it publicly. And the other dancer, Rodriguez, like didn't really like how that all went down. So she approached Lizzo and was like, I need to have a talk to you about how you handle the situation. And according to Rodriguez in this complaint, she said that Lizzo got really aggressive, approached her, cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and exclaiming, "You're lucky, you're so effing lucky." And she says that she believes that Lizzo intended to hit her and would have done so if one of the other dancers hadn't intervened.
Bro, what the
And then the
fuck?
false imprisonment comes because Davis said that, like, you know, she had been accused of she had recorded a conversation that had happened, but she said that, you know, she has this like anxiety disability where she like can't really process it in the moment. She needs to record things and listen to it later.
Who's this lady and why does she know so much? Bro, you can, through context clues, understand what's going on here, right? She read through the allegations that were made in the court filing. Like, it's in front of you. Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles.
And the management team and Lizzo were like, you recorded this conversation, got mad. So when they fired her, they like allegedly kept her in this room, like went through her phone until they could like see that she had deleted the file. There's still so much more to unpack with this lawsuit. And now I'm also seeing that other dancers are posting in their stories, sort of corroborating what the dancers in this lawsuit are saying and saying they had similar experiences. So I'm going to keep sharing more as I get more information.
God damn, dude. It's pretty fucking crazy. A lot of this is wild. I mean, this is career over? Probably not. Lizzo is too much of an institution for, I mean, remember, a lot of artists are so wealthy and they generate even more wealth for even wealthier people. It's not happening. Yeah, it's not like this is not an ordinary. It's not certainly an ordinary cancellation. It's like above and beyond. But usually what happens in situations like this'll be worse. The only reason why this might not be something she can come back from is because of who she is and how much, like how many enemies she has. You know what I mean? Like, on the one hand, she's really big, and therefore it's probably hard for her career to just like fall apart when she is making so much money for many wealthier people. But also on the other hand, it is such a it's completely antithetical to her brand that she's put out there, and given that she has garnered a lot of negative attention from reactionary right-wingers, people will unload into her. Switched from defending Lizzo to fat shaming. What? Can't believe Hasan said, I completely stand behind Lizzo's actions and will die on this hill. Okay, shut the fuck up. Take an hour off, idiot. Stop. Yeah, a lib celeb getting canceled in a really conservative media environment. It's Jover. Yeah. It seems like Ben Shapiro, Fox News will cover this because like everybody loves like liberal hypocrisy. This beacon of liberalism is being a hypocrite. Like, look, that will play really well in conservative circles. That will elevate it. I don't know. Her fat and influenced fans will definitely stop being a fan. But people who are a fan of her based on her status as a lib institution will definitely continue supporting her, which is enough to make her not canceled. Not enough people are talking about the fact that she lied about her name. Lizzo, short for Melissa. Wrong. Short for Lizord. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of fucked up. That's what I was thinking. It's like being a wife guy and then cheating. Wait. I mean, look, ultimately, okay, when you lean heavily into being a brand, a non-problematic brand, which is impossible to achieve in the fucking real world as a real human being, is always going to be flawed. And especially in Lizzo and her dance manager's case, they go way beyond just being flawed individuals, right? When that juxtaposition comes into the fold, all of a sudden people go, "Oh, I knew it. I already knew that this person was bad. Now I know exactly how bad." Does that make sense? All right, let's see. Just wait until you see the DNA test. I took it. It says I'm 100% that bitch.
Dig into the details of this lawsuit against Lizzo, Lizzo's production company, and the captain of the dance squad. There are two overarching themes that carry out throughout this entire complaint. One, the captain of the dance squad, Shirlene Quigley, allegedly was extremely pushy about her religious beliefs to the point that it made the other dancers extremely uncomfortable. And in addition to this pushy religious behavior, because she was their supervisor, there were times that she was allegedly acting very inappropriate and it went unchecked because she was their supervisor. And two, it seems that Lizzo's biggest mistake was blurring that line between, employer, employee, and friends. Some of the allegations in this lawsuit are that Lizzo or associates of Lizzo would invite the dancers to strip clubs, and there would be performers shooting bananas out of their hoo-has, and the dancers would catch them, or they'd be asked to eat a banana out of places on the performers. All behavior that an employer should not be engaging in with their employee. That is reserved for your closest ride or die friends. Also, what's interesting as reading through this lawsuit is, we know Lizzo obviously as a celebrity, an online celebrity, and that's all we know about her. And it's hard to sometimes separate what is the real person versus what is the persona, because we don't know that. So for instance, one of the claims is about assault, and one of the dancers talked about how they confronted Lizzo after they didn't like how one of the other dancers was fired, and allegedly Lizzo got really mad, cracked her knuckles, balled up her fists, and that allegedly, there was going to be an altercation if one of the other dancers hadn't, broken it up. And what the dancer alleges is that as Lizzo was leaving the room, she threw up her middle fingers and yelled, "Bye, bitch." Now, we've all seen the viral videos of...
There's a third video as well.
So in addition to Lizzo doing that, so it's easy for us to believe that could happen, but then it's...
I'm going to make a guess that Ben Shapiro isn't going to cover the religious pervert that Lizzo had on her team. Oh, I would be shocked if Ben talked about that person.
Also, would an employer do this to an employee? It just seems so insane.
Yeah, that part is kind of funny. The Lizzo cracking her knuckles menacingly and balling up her fist like Arthur. That part is kind of funny. The other stuff, especially when juxtaposed with the other things that are really fucked up. It's ah. Anyway, let's keep going.
But I think ultimately this is going to come down to just proof of what was reported and what was ignored by management. Another of the allegations made in this suit is that there was, a bus driver and, one of the dancers brushed past him and he said something like, "Oh, you can back that thing on up close to me." And they allegedly made complaints to the management team about how there was inappropriate behavior, but nothing was done. So if there was people at the top...
Wait, she said you can back that thing up close to me? What? I don't understand that. Wait.
Is that there was, a bus driver and, one of the... So doing that, so it's an employer do this to an employee, it just seems so insane. But I think ultimately this is going to come down to
the bus driver,
what was reported and what was ignored by management. Another of the allegations made in this suit is that there was, a bus driver and, one of the dancers brushed past him and he said something like, "Oh, you can back that thing on up close to me." And they allegedly made complaints to the management team about how there was inappropriate behavior, but nothing was done. So if there was people at the top that were getting complaints and nothing was being done, this is where they're going to have real issues. Also, I want to address the fat shaming and body shaming that was being talked about, because obviously that was the most shocking part of the allegations that were coming out. Now, it's not included in the actual lawsuit because fat shaming isn't illegal, so they're not suing for that, but they do talk about it in the lawsuit. So there were no instances of like people, you know, calling other people fat or anything like that. That didn't go down. But what happened is one of the dancers said that like she had been putting on weight and she noticed it and felt like that management and Lizzo noticed it and that they were inferring that, you know, some of her issues could be related to that weight gain, but they never said it. It was,
yo, wait, that's like, that was the most shocking part. I mean, yeah, because like Lizzo's all about literally being an anti-fat phobia content creator, influencer, you know what I mean? Not allowed to be fatter than Lizzo. Stop. That's not. No, but like, okay. In fat shaming, in anti-fat shaming, anti-fat phobia circles, that is definitely something that's like frowned upon. Lizzo absolutely knows better. I'm willing to bet that there's a video of Lizzo talking about that specifically. Like, it's one thing if you've ever like read any kind of like fat phobia content or, online. One thing that a lot of fat people talk about is misdiagnoses from medical professionals, especially where, and I've talked about it a lot as well, if you guys recall, where like people will immediately make the inference that you're sick due to being overweight. And that in a lot of instances will end up like causing legitimate harm to the patient, because it's technically not untrue. Because like, yes, being overweight can contribute to your problems, but thinking that it's like the standalone issue will sometimes cause medical professionals to not see other genuine issues that you might be that you might be going through. So that's the reason why I said that inference is 100%. Stop skinny splaining fat problems. Thank you for saying that, first of all. Thank you for assuming that I am skinny. That's very nice of you, but you know, that's not, I don't think that's the case, but thank you. I mean, being overweight is a pretty complex thing, but it is certainly related to multiple ailments. Yes, because that's the problem, because it's like technically technically you're not wrong. Yes. Even if you have have a broken foot and you are obese, if you lost weight, yes, you like all of the other issues that would be exacerbating your broken foot would, in some respects, not be solved in its entirety, but would certainly make it easier. But the reality is you have a fucking broken foot. Don't just say, oh, I don't want to give an x-ray to your foot. You're fat. Go lose some weight. Does that make sense? Anyway, and this definitely does happen a lot, which is why I'm saying like someone like Lizzo would absolutely know better, but I don't know how the fat shaming component here, I don't know like how severe that was, you know what I mean? Like what the inferences were.
all inferred. And then another allegation is that after one of the other dancers got fired, is that Lizzo, said, weight gain could be cause for termination. And the dancer alleges that she looked right at her and felt she was talking specifically about her. And while I've, heard of like weight gain being cause for termination, it's usually at a place like Hooters where you have to wear this.
What the fuck? Okay, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry. Bro, that's insane. What the fuck? It's like working at Chuck E. Cheese and being like, guess what? Having a love for electronic rats and pizza is actually terms for cancellation. Like, or I mean, it can't cancellation of your contract. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean? I came here. I love pizza and electronic rats that sing. What the fuck is happening? What do you mean? That could be cause for termination. Yeah, they were picked for being plus-size dancers. What the fuck? Anyway.
Specific uniforms. So I do think it was surprising, to hear that allegedly waking could be cause for termination in this instance. But again, we have to hear the other side of the story. There will be responses to this complaint. And so, maybe we'll see the bigger picture. But overall, it's still just really...
Plus size, not plus. Technically animatronics, Haas. My bad. And it's technically not a rat, but a mouse, right? If there's anything to take away from this, we learn that dancers really are treated like shit in this industry. Of course. I think they were picked for being good dancers, hopefully. No, they were being picked. They were picked for being good dancers, but they also were plus sized. You can be plus sized, be a good dancer. It's not like something that is impossible. Anyway, if you're trying to be cheesier than Chucky, he's going to come down on you real mad when he sees it. Anyway, so you can only be plus size. Being more than plus size is not allowed. Yeah, that's kind of wild. And then the final piece of the puzzle, more artists come forward to share their Lizzo stories. Yeah, it'd be like if Taylor Swift was like firing people for being white women.
To dancers who are starting to come forward to share their experiences of working with Lizzo. Other creators who have worked with Lizzo are sharing their stories as well. Sophia Allison says she worked on Lizzo's documentary for about 2 weeks before walking away. She says, I usually don't comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. I was not protected and was thrown into a shitty situation with little support. You can pause to read the rest of this, but then she followed it up with another story. She says, to be clear, since I've spoken out, I've had others privately share their very similar experiences, and I've also been affirmed by people who witnessed what I went through. Lizzo creates an extremely toxic and hostile working environment and undermines the work, labor, and authority of other Black and brown women in the process. Notice how the documentary ended up being directed by a cis white man. Sophia goes on to say, she is a narcissistic bully and has built her brand off of lies. I was excited to support and protect a Black woman through the documentary process, but quickly learned her image and message was a curated facade. I stand with the dancers and anyone who has had similar experiences working with her and her team. These working conditions are not okay. A makeup artist who also has worked with Lizzo also posted a story saying, I've seen that some folks have recently gone the route of suing a popular musician who they were employed by because of mistreatment. She says, I wasn't strong enough to move that way, but sometimes I wish I would have. I never wanted to be the squeaky wheel, but I'm still empowered tonight by those who are. She ended by saying, ego is a treacherous demon. Still no comment from Lizzo's camp yet, but I expect with all of these stories coming forward, a statement will have to come out sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood celebrities, ego, a story as old as time itself, mismanagement, working your workers to the goddamn bone. Hasan's new pharmacist had some good takes in the beginning. Every black woman here loses, and that sucks the most. As one, I can say it's hard being plus size black and a woman all at once. I can only imagine these black women went to work for someone they thought would have empathy, and they got the exact opposite. Same for black women fans. I know that we say that fans shouldn't idolize anyone and that you shouldn't basically put all your eggs into one basket, but we need to be honest about the fact that the bigots have ridiculed her are the same ones that block more representation in the market. Black people basically only get to have one of every type of something at best. It's hard out here. Yeah. No, I agree for sure. And even when you are the person, even when you are that person, you're under an additional microscope too, which is why I'm shocked that she was behaving this way, because like you kind of carry the responsibility of a massive group of people that you're representing, and you definitely do get like the benefits of it, especially when you're a marketable product for liberal media. These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. 921,000 likes. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but also know that, that seems kind of, redundant at this point, when you wrote all of that. But I also know that I'm not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I also want to thank everyone who's reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. Yeah. Yeah, other people coming out and also criticizing her kind of cooks her a little bit. In the eyes of her audience, I already I've already made up my mind. But I think I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the way I see it, these people are so wealthy and so powerful, and more importantly than that, they are basically they're propping up and generating value for people who are endlessly more powerful. So as long as she is seen as an asset that's valuable, she will get the best lawyers, she will get the best PR. You know what I mean? You've seen zero proof and you say you've made up your mind. This could happen to you also. Listen to Donald Trump's lawyers. We know they are lying. But when we listen to lawyers of somebody suing for money, not even pressing charges, we just believe every word. I mean, it doesn't seem to be that far-fetched. And what I've seen so far is that she went and hired Bill Cosby and like Harvey Weinstein's lawyer. You know what I mean? I don't know. Doesn't seem great. And Is Lizzo a UAP? Yes. Oh no, what the hell? You're unable to view this tweet. Jamila Jamil showed up to support Lizzo in her latest IG post. Oh no, it's Jover. Hasan's new pharmacist, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Chat can't understand both perspectives to be valid, and also people who are shitty also lie. Well, I mean, the way I see it, am I more readily able to believe someone who is in a hostile work environment being put in uncomfortable situations than a boss being slandered when they have like a shitload of people defending her? Yeah, I think I would probably side with the workers most likely. And the thing is, sometimes wires can get crossed. Sometimes, there could be a shark situation where someone is trying to milk a person, but their claims are not far-fetched. I don't know. It's more so a bit of a smell test in this regard, especially because, like, I also maintain that same cynicism that, like, no one is that much of a liberal, and that is not a real person. It's more so a product. You know what I mean? I know that a lot of people yell at me and say, Hasan, you're not socialist Jesus, but the difference is I have never portrayed myself as such. Like, I am I have bad tendencies. I'm a complex individual. I'm live 8 hours a day, So I think that it's a little bit different, because you're right. Someone could say that, not those claims, but like someone could make shit up about me if that was the case. But ultimately, I feel like it's you get what you see. You know what I mean? Not all that different. With all of the failures and all of the good aspects of it. I make shit up about you all the time. Yeah, join the fucking club. All those people that call Lizzo a whale and harass people are now going to feel empowered to harass fat people more. Lizzo has become the face of fat acceptance in pop culture, so this news is devastating for fat people who receive online harassment. It's going to get worse now, for sure. I think it depends on how much the other people coming out corroborate specific things versus vague things like she's hard to work with or she was mean to me once, Yeah. Yeah, but it's also not one person that came out with this. You know what I mean? It's like multiple people made similar accusations. And let's not forget, a big chunk of the allegations do not even directly revolve around Lizzo, but instead around her dance captain. And, Your Honor, I represent to you perhaps the greatest, perhaps the absolute best, most damning evidence I've seen thus far.
Hey everybody, I just want to get on here really quick and say God is so, so good. God loves you so, 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 so much. No matter what you're going through, even if you don't love him, he loves you. Glory to God. I just want to remind you that he is love. He is truth. He is the light. He is the first and the last. And all things work together for those that are called according to his purpose. And I just feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I feel so full of joy. I had such an amazing time on tour with amazing people. And I'm so excited to be home.
I'm sorry. The vibes are so abysmal. It's criminal. This is the dance captain that is named numerous times throughout the allegations in the court proceedings. And this is the video that she came out with today, unprompted. Sorry, that is a gigantic vibe check failure, okay? Especially when some of the allegations revolve around her constantly, apparently, trying to indoctrinate people into Christianity and being really weird about it, too.
Resting with my family and my dog after an amazing experience. And yeah, I just wanted to tell everyone that God loves you and I love you and glory to God. And I hope you're smiling and you feel joy no matter where you're at or what you're going through.
I mean, that's like, why did you come out with this? Why did you say this? Because that's like, no, this was today. No way, this was today. I saw it last night. Okay, yesterday then. I mean, this came out after the allegations. Just saying. You're doing it again? What am I doing? So, yeah, if chat doesn't start acting better, I will play this on repeat. Do you understand? It will be due to Sufi Masoodi. The crimes of Sufi Masoodi will cause me to engage in collective punishment. Anyway. So, yeah, I'll just keep playing this repeatedly. What was I going to say other than that? Yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't seem all that crazy. The allegations don't seem that crazy, like that far-fetched. I mean, because the allegations are kind of crazy, but it does not necessarily feel that far-fetched. And that's it. That's all I got. Do I think that Lizzo's career is over, even with the overwhelming amount, like even with the microscope that she operates under, being like a fat activist black woman who has certainly leaned into that imagery in modern media to become like representation for everyone that fits that category, which has garnered a lot of negative attention towards her. Even with all of that, it still depends on how much money she's generating for record labels. Chris Brown's wasn't, so hers definitely isn't. Oh, come on. Dude. Chris Brown's a man. Like, there is definitely a difference there. Like, dudes absolutely, like, on the intersectionality spectrum, dudes certainly get a lot more leeway. Okay? Dudes certainly get a lot more leeway with you know, misconduct. That's wild to think that, to bring that up. Fucking R. Kelly, dude. What are you talking about? Like, especially if the people that you're brutalizing, like in the case of R. Kelly, are black women. Oh, shit. Dude, come on. Get away with it for fucking years, okay? Anyway. What is this? Neurodivergent singles find love on the button. Oh,